What's going on, guys? Got just a standard push day this morning. Starting off with some just flies, just get everything loose, warmed up. Doing about 2 sets of these, aiming for 10 to 12 reps. A couple warm-up sets in between, or I guess to start off with. And then we're getting ready to go into some incline press after this last set. It's not feeling too bad. However, I will say trying a slightly different grip variation on these handles as opposed to the ones that are available. Well, I guess the single grip that's available for the chest fly movement, which would be this handle here. And well, I don't know if you can see that, but it's this handle here. I've been putting my hands back behind here just to allow slightly deeper stretch in the pecs. Apparently I never logged that last set. So let's just go ahead and do that real quick. And then hop into this final set. This one will probably be taken pretty close to, if not failure. Alright, let's remember, log this one. That one was taken pretty close to failure. I maybe would have been able to get another rep out of that. However, I do think I would have fallen short, and it would have been a hell of a struggle to try and get it. So it was a pretty decent set. We're gonna move to some incline presses next. That'll be 3 sets of probably 8 to 10. I'd like to be in the range of 8 to 10 on those. So let's go ahead and get into that. So I just finished up the first set on the incline presses. Still managed to get 10 reps, which is, the upper range of where I wanted to be. The last rep, I will say, was a bit of a bitch to get up there. And my right pec especially started to fatigue, and it was pretty hard to keep a contraction all the way out, or all the way through that final rep. So I'm thinking, go into the second set. If I can land, at least 8. If I can hit 8, then that's good. If I get below that, or even if even if I do hit 8, I don't think I'd be able to manage that for another set. So I'll be dropping the weight a little bit. So either way, after the set, most likely I'll be dropping the weight to still try and maintain the number of reps that I want while also, taking into account the amount of fatigue that I've got too. Let's get this next one. Actually, I think I maybe could have gotten one more rep out of that. So, being that's the case, I'm going to leave that. I think leave the weight where it's at. And then go one more, taking a failure. Hopefully that's, another 8 reps, but even if it's, even if I land short at like 7, then that's also not terrible. We're gonna get into this last set. Hopefully it's another, 8 reps or so. I tried for another one and that just wasn't happening. So what it is, let's go do some jumping into some regular seated chest press next. So I just finished up the first set on the chest press. This one's always since I started using this machine, I've noticed I'm constantly playing around with the different adjustments to, I don't know, I guess get a feel for it, see if there's a position that I prefer over another, since the entire machine is adjustable. So yeah, first set was good. Started off a little heavy, as far as like, feeling where that convergent point was, dropping it down a little bit, finish out the rest of the set. Then going into the second set, dropped it just a little bit more. I think I'm going to try and stay between 10 and 12 reps on this movement. Yeah, 10 and 12, between 10 and 12 should be good for this one, because this will be the last chest movement of the workout. Next will be, triceps, and then triceps, shoulders, and then finishing off with more triceps. So it's I just dialed the weight back a little bit more, see how this next set feels. That was a good set. Why'd I drop this thing down to 340? 340 for, we'll say 12 reps. Even if those last two were slightly a bit more shallow than the rest of the reps. So 12. Probably just gonna keep the weight right there. See if I can't get another at least 10 for the final set. Get into this final set. See if I can't get another at least 10 reps. Come on. Yeah. Fatigue is really setting in. Thankfully, that is the last chest movement of the workout. Now I just gotta burn out the triceps and lateral delts, and we'll be good to go to do some cardio. So getting ready to go into the final set of these tricep extensions that started doing last week. I've already noticed that I can go up a couple of stacks on the plate, or a couple plates on the stack, said that backwards, compared to when I first tried it out. So that's definitely a noticeable improvement. Going to this final set, still looking for probably 8 to 12, maybe even 10 to 12 reps. If I can get, I think I've been able to maintain 10 for each set, and then also through in between each set, I've added a little bit more weight. So if I can manage to get another 10 reps on this final set, then next week I'll probably start my first set at the weight that I'm at now. Actually got 12 reps in. Pushed myself a little bit. It's a really good one. I'm gonna go ahead and do some dumbbell lateral raises. Still only doing 3 sets of those. Previously I was doing 4. Cut it down to 3 sets. Probably going to continue with only doing 3 sets of those. and we'll finish off with some tricep push downs. Probably, I don't know, one of the bar configurations. Alright guys, so we are just one set away from finishing up these dumbbell laterals. Being pretty consistent with 30s all the way through each set for basically my targeted reps, which is between 10 and 12 for these. This movement especially, I always feel like it's a bit more challenging to increase in weight, because dumbbells typically only go up in increments of 5 pounds, although at some gyms I think up to 50. Sometimes they'll have like 2.5 pound increments. However, my gym does not. Only goes up in 5 pound increments. So I'm kind of stuck working with these for now. The only thing different that I can say that I could probably do is try and aim for more reps. Whereas like last week on the final set, I fell short of 10 and got 9 reps. So I'm thinking this week I'm gonna try and push for a 10th rep on this final set. We'll see what happens. Definitely can't go up to the 35s, because then my sets and my reps are just gonna look like trash, and definitely gonna fall short of my targeted rep range. There we go. 10 reps, even if it was slightly cheated a little bit on that last one. Just gotta finish up with some tricep push downs, and then some cardio. Though I do have to figure out what variation of push downs I'm gonna be doing. Jeez. A ton of people showing up now. So that's going to be a wrap on this one. If you made it to the end, I do appreciate you. I'm going to go hit some cardio, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care.